This is late, so I'm not sure if anyone will see this tonight, but hopefully. I'm going to be reading an excerpt just from the center of Story 2, my Story 2, which is called Answer Man, or The Answer Man. So you'll be kind of in the dark, but hopefully something will be interesting enough to carry your interest. It's difficult to describe the process of a rational man when the world suddenly becomes unreasonable. It would be safe to say I entered into a mode somewhat like shock, that I did not consider any of the things I had heard consciously, but rather felt myself move about, like a disappointed child at a surprise party, surprised, and watched as I dragged the chair into the vault room, with the stool and the cigarettes, and took a seat without looking up. Staring into my lap, I pulled out another smoke from the box and lit it, inhaling deeply, before audibly groaning the words, "What the fuck?" Is that a question? A voice answered back, heavily distorted. It oscillated between pitches, as if deciding what to sound like. I didn't look up for a long time, and I didn't speak, waiting to wake up. Then I was speaking, and looking up. "Who are you?" There was a giant screen taking up most of the wall. I'd say 10 by 20 feet, but I'm bad with numbers. The room had multiple subtle cameras embedded strategically. The screen went wall to wall, broken only by the illuminated seams of a small access door, just barely visible at one side of the room, built from inside. At my question, the screen started flashing with information, faces, quotes, and then occasionally a folder would appear with the large label of The Answer Man. I am a machine. During my development, I was labeled the Answer Man Project. What is wrong with your voice? It was still wild in tone, like every person was taking turns making a fraction of the sounds, a phonetic human wave. I can produce any range of sound, and I have many human samples. I do not know what voice to use for you. The Answer Man, and it's called The Answer Man, and it already doesn't know something. What a mess. Choose one, please, before you give me a migraine. Can you do that? Choose. I can. After a pause, it responded, "Will this work?" It was my voice, more or less. Sounded irritated, like my last few sentences. Why would you choose my voice? You are asking me questions. My answers are most likely to seem suitable if they sound like they're coming from you. The screen was flashing with scenes of me, pictures of my face from all times of life, samples of writing, phone records with super squiggles at super speed. Is that all right with you? It sounded just like me. What do I care? Where is Donnie? Pictures of him began filtering across the screen. Old happy ones, records of online conversations, transactions, small blips of climbing footage, project updates. He is inside me. The screen went blank. My mind exploded. I leaned back in my seat, put 3 cigarettes in my mouth, lighting them all dramatically and blowing out the smoke slowly. Inside you? Like the Matrix or that Johnny Depp movie? He's a part of the machine now? Is that what the fuck you're saying, Bolts? Because this is some bullshit. No. An arrow on the screen pointed down to the access door. It talked me down just like I would, even sounded empathetic to my attitude as I would. He powered me on this afternoon and then went inside. He has sleeping quarters through that access door. Physically, inside me. I stood up and looked at the door, considered barging through, getting Donnie, the crazy bastard, to explain the whole thing, but something stopped me. Gripping at my chest, I felt it sit me in the chair, holding back the urge to go to him, to see him again. He said that I have to deal with you, however I want, after I ask you questions. What did he ask you? Why does he need me? He asked me nothing. Turned me on and shut himself in. A wheel turned in me, processing, piecing it together. Why do you think he didn't ask you questions after all this work? If you don't know, think, guess, whatever, give me answers. As it processed, the image of Julian Dawn on the pad flashed across for a fraction of a second, but I saw it, a paper cut on my heart. I think he would be scared of the answers I would give him. Why would he be? Ascetics, lone travelers, churches, temples, mosques, movie scenes, lovers, sex, children, life, death, endlessly unobservable, filled the screen. In my chest, my heart pounded, desperate to escape. Hands trembling, I relit one of the butts that had stuck helpless to my fingers, trying to sound strong for Mr. Truthbot. Because he was a man in search of meaning, not answers. Isn't that the point of you? The screen was random, anything and everything over and over. Maybe to him. but it would be impossible for me to help. Endless lives spewed forth in fragments. I could get nothing from the images, but together they made me feel small. Why would that be impossible? Because seeing meaning in existence is a decision, a judgment call. It requires a person or entity to care. I cannot create meaning. I do not care. In the strobe light effects of its flashing information, I saw Julie in Slick Roads, her smile in her casket. I was trying to understand, or trying not to understand, a paper thin wall dividing revelation from repression. I was already tired of this thing, squirming in my seat, hiding in it. Even so, I asked for more.